So in this video guys, I'm going to show you how I make my delicious, yummy Caribbean chicken curry. Hi YouTube friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly Thompson. On my channel you'll find some amazing recipes for the whole family, and I discuss relevant tips and topics on family and lifestyle. So please have a look around my channel and like and subscribe, and for all my subscribers, thank you so much for your support. And with that said, let's get cooking. So guys, I have 4 chicken breasts here, about that size, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them up in cubes, or just little pieces about that size. So I'm just cutting these up into smaller pieces. So now wash this. So I'm just going to wash the chicken, and always make sure it's washed properly. Drain out all the water. So that's our chicken there, it's all washed. And now we're ready to add all our flavours. So guys, I'm just going to marinate the chicken now. This is so important. It's very important to marinate the chicken before you start cooking it, because the chicken absorbs all this flavor when it goes into the pot. That you add really good flavors, because this will really determine the outcome and how it tastes at the end. And this is a homemade seasoning. It's made up of lots of different herbs: parsley, basil, thyme, coriander, the whole lot. You can buy this as well from a lot of the Caribbean shops or markets, so do have a look around. You should be able to find it. If not, you can use mixed herb, which you can get in lots of the bigger supermarkets. So this is about 3 teaspoons. I'm just going to pour all of that in. This really adds a lovely flavor, and remember that lots of herbs are good for you, and it's really good to put them in your food. And the next thing I'm going to add is the onions. I've grated the onions because I always feel that the grated onions add more flavor. So I always tend to grate them when I'm marinating my food. The next ingredient we're going to put is some garlic. So this is about, not quite a teaspoon, but about half a teaspoon of crushed garlic. And because it's a curry, I often like to add, and I like to add this curry goat seasoning. Now it's really for when you're cooking goat meat, but such a beautiful flavour to the chicken. So I do 1 teaspoon of that. Then I add some all-purpose seasoning. Again, a lot of these spices, you can get them from Caribbean shops or some of the Asian shops, or some of the big supermarkets might have them as well. So that's 1 teaspoon, and another teaspoon of 2 teaspoons of all-purpose seasoning. Then we're going to add some chicken seasoning. So 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of chicken seasoning. And now we're going to add some curry powder. Now you can put the curry powder in the pot when you're ready to cook the chicken, but I do like to add some into the marinade as well. So I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. For now, about 4 teaspoons big teaspoons of curry powder, and I'm going to add a dash of salt, not too much because some of these spices do have a bit of salt in them, so just a bit of salt, because you can always add more later on, but when you're cooking it's always good to make sure you've got enough salt, not too much. But if you don't put enough, then all the flavours, you just won't taste the flavours at the end. We've got a couple more ingredients to put, so I'm going to put a tip of ketchup, some ketchup there, and some pepper. Just going to add some pepper. We're now going to mix that all in, so I'm going to wash my hands again and then I can mix that all in. Okay, so now I'm just going to mix it all in to get all the spices rubbed into the chicken, so it's ready for frying up and then eventually cooking up into like a stew. Okay, so we've marinated our chicken, guys, and that's one of the key parts over and done with, and the next part is the fun bit. So we're going to start cooking the chicken, and the first thing we need is some oil. Now you can use vegetable oil, sunflower oil, rapeseed oil, but I use coconut oil only because it's supposed to be healthier for you. So first thing I'm going to do is to put about the equivalent of about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil in the pot. So I've got the cooker on number 8, as you can see at the moment. That's sort of like the second highest. Coconut oil is melted, and we are now going to put 1 tablespoon of curry powder in the oil. Always make sure that the oil is hot when you put the chicken in. So you can always turn the cooker up, make sure you're supervising it, and then once the chicken goes in you can turn it down. So we'll just stir this for a bit more, just for the curry powder to burn a bit. And then we're going to add the chicken in. You can use 2 spoons if you like to stir at this point. So I'm just going to add the chicken. Just stir it all in. And I'm going to leave the cooker. I've turned it up to number 9 for the time being, just for this initial part, because I really need the heat to be consistent at this stage. We're just going to turn it down now, back to number 7, and I'm going to cover it and leave it to cook for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'm going to check on it again because we've got a couple more ingredients to add. Right, so I've taken the lid off, and this has been cooking for about 4 to 5 minutes, and I'm now going to add 3 key ingredients. The first one is potatoes, so this is about 1.5 potato. So I've just peeled it and chopped it in little cubes, and I'm going to put that in. Now the reason I'm putting the potato in is because it helps to thicken the sauce later on, and it really adds a nice touch to the curry, because I don't really like to see a curry sauce really thin and runny. It's nice when it has a bit of thickness and texture. I'm also going to add some chickpeas, so this adds a really nice taste to it as well, and it just bulks it out a bit. So I'm just going to open this, drain out the water. So I've drained out the water, I've rinsed it, and I'm now going to pour it into the curry. So I've boiled the kettle and I'm going to add some hot water to it now. So I'm just going to add enough, not too much. So this is now going to cook for about maybe half an hour to 40 minutes. So guys, this has been cooking now for about 45 minutes. I'm going to add the last lot of ingredients so we can bring it to an end, so we can get to the best bit, which is obviously eating it. Let's add these in. I'm going to turn the cooker up to about 8 so we can get this boiling. So guys, I've left that to cook for another it's been about another 5 minutes, or just over 5 minutes. That looks gorgeous, it looks delicious, and I'll get that dished up. So that's it guys, here we have our Caribbean chicken curry. So that's it for today guys. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on my other socials. Please check out my other videos on food, family and lifestyle. Thank you for watching. See you next time.